Good afternoon, everyone. September 6, 2018. I'm Eric. J.P. Morgan. The next market crash will usher in major social unrest. Article over on shtfplan.com discusses just this. Predictions about the next financial crisis aren't all puppies and kittens. And J.P. Morgan claims that not only will the public be subjected to a major financial crisis, but it will be compounded by the massive social unrest that will ensue. So, I've always said, since I started doing these videos, about 6 years ago. Of course, my other channel was banned, and I had to start over, which is why in 6 years I only have about 320 subs. But I digress. But I've said all along that, in my opinion, and it's my opinion, I don't know everything, and I wish I did, but I can't remember it all. Right? But I remember enough. I've always said that, the next huge event, and I mean huge by reshaping the world, would be financial in nature, and it would be a full-blown SHTF environment. Governments, for a period of time, in my opinion, will be weakened to the point where their existence will be, or their further existence will be questioned, if not completely diminished. So, J.P. Morgan's top quant, Marko Kolonovich, I think that's right, Kolonovich, predicts a great liquidity crisis will hit the financial markets hard and be marked by flash crashes and stock prices and social unrest. According to CNBC, Kolonovich says that the timing of when this next crisis will occur is uncertain, but markets appear to be safe through the first half of 2019. And this individual is a 43-year-old analyst with a PhD in theoretical physics. You have to be pretty smart to get through these physics classes. He has risen in prominence for explaining and occasionally predicting how the new algorithm-dominated stock market will behave. So he's a person that knows some shit, right? This excerpt comes from CNBC. The forces that have transformed markets in the last decade, namely the rise of computerized trading, and passive investing, are setting up conditions for potentially violent moves once the current bull market ends, according to a report from Kolonovich sent to the bank's clients on Tuesday. So, they're sending warnings to their clients. I would say that probably what they're saying is significant. And remember what Deagle.com has forecasted for the United States population by the year 2025. 100 million people left in the United States, 265 million-ish, or 265-ish million gone by the year 2025. Now, we have not only the markets going haywire, and have been. It's a miracle that they've made it this far, but they've been propped up. If they had not been propped up, they would have collapsed a long time ago. If central banks had not been injecting printed fiat currency into the markets, then it would have been over with back in 2007, 2008. But not only do we have that financial future to look forward to, we also have a rapidly changing planet where we're getting record colds in places like the UK. Summer's not even over yet, and already they're experiencing freezing or below freezing temperatures. That's not normal. And it's not the only place. And then on the other hand, you have places that are experiencing above normal heat. We have drought-stricken areas. We have waterlogged areas that are no good for agriculture because it's so wet. Texas, last year, had that hurricane, and all the toxins and all that stuff that was put into the soil. Texas, it would not be wise to buy produce from Texas if they can even grow anything. So our current bull rally is the longest in history, and by some measures has been characterized by extended periods of calm punctuated with spasms of selling knowing as flash crashes. Recent examples include a nearly 1,600-point intraday drop in February and a 1,100-point decline in August of 2015. So, I'm not a gold salesman. I'm not a silver salesman. I have a little bit, not a lot, a little. A couple $1,000s worth at that time. Now, it's worth more now than it was when I bought it. But a couple $1,000s worth. And if you don't have water filters or ways to purify water, and I'm talking about, you probably want multiple ways. You probably don't want just a single way. That's laying all your chickens in one basket, or your eggs in one basket. And you want some food. Don't matter. A lot of people want to use Mountain House and these companies. Do what you can afford. If you can afford dried rice, beans, peas, canned meats, then do that. And it'll keep you alive a little longer, and to keep you nourished to fight another day. It's been a long time since the world has experienced a massive cataclysm. And we're long overdue. A lot of people, and I myself I'm guilty of this, but a lot of people say that we're long overdue for a Yellowstone eruption. But if you do the average, we're not really overdue on Yellowstone. But it is beginning to show signs of awakening. I don't think these volcanoes necessarily have established cycles. There's not enough data to say that. So, while we may not be long overdue, according to the average of eruptions, we only have 3 eruptions to calculate. We need more. So yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan, and you need food, water, guns, ammo, melee weapons, and a projectile weapon that doesn't need gunpowder. I recommend a compound or crossbow, but there's other shit out there like the sling bow, and you can find all kinds of stuff out there. But that's what I recommend. But this financial stuff, I still think it's likely going to be the thing that happens first, and then after the financial collapse happens, a whole bunch of tragedies will follow right behind it, such as some kind of big-ass earthquake or tsunami or something like that. Maybe even an asteroid or a comet. We're seeing record numbers of fireballs coming through our atmosphere. Yes, they've all burnt up so far, but one of these things may end up being big enough to not disintegrate, and it may explode, in high altitudes, causing devastation for miles and miles around. There's all kinds of scenarios that can be thought of, but the leading thing will be a financial crisis of some sort, and it will be a big one. And then right behind the financial crisis will be the civil unrest, and then all the other tragedies that will follow behind it. And it's going to be a long, long line of insanity and tragedy. I venture to say that people are going to have to kill their own loved ones who are sick and are unable to move or care for themselves. I think it will probably get that bad. You can't, and listen, you wouldn't be killing these people out of hatred. It would be out of necessity. On the other hand, human beings have the capability of being very, very compassionate and caring for people through the worst of times. And I really hope that's what happens, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think some will kill their sick relatives so they don't have that burden during a major crisis, and more to follow behind it. Let's see here. Other analysts, such as Peter Schiff, believes we are already deep in a bear market, and all economic news is bad news right now. However, those flash crashes occurred during a backdrop of a U.S. economic expansion. The new market hasn't been tested in the throes of a recession, Kalvenak said. They are very rapid, sharp declines in asset values with sharp increases in market volatility. He says, the next crisis is also likely to result in social tension similar to those witnessed 50 years ago in 1968. And of course, these social tensions are already here, they're already happening, and they will be exacerbated during a financial collapse or crisis. And maybe that's when a civil war or perhaps a race war will start. I think it's more along the lines of a civil war than a race war, but you can rest assured that most black people will take the side of the leftists. So, it will have that element to it. I hope everyone has a good day. Just thinking out loud here. I could still use your help. A thumbs up, share, worthy of your spare dollars, PayPal link in the description box. Till next time, kill the state, and live free.